All right, what up, y'all? On another long morning walk. Not super long. It's probably about like 3 miles. I'm close to, probably more like 4. I'm close to the 2 mile mark. So I got to go back. I was watching or listening to Wait, Don't Tell Me. This was like a little while ago, right? Actually, just recently, like traveling and stuff. And there was this little episode. If you don't know what Wait, Don't Tell Me is, it's a little like game show, but very lethargic game show. And I say lethargic because the rules aren't like firmly enforced. There'll be a lot of comedians and authors and entertainers and other folks on there as guests. Peter Sagal, I think, is the name of the host. Listened to it for years, a long time. Anyway, they were doing a little segment about a story that he read in the Washington Post. One of the answers to the segment was the story. And the story was about how pink lemonade became a thing. The origin story of pink lemonade made me think about so many things. It's like a perfect American story. Perfect in the sense of it's wildly depressing and usually has some racist origins when you dig the truth up. So basically this clown in Texas, like literal clown, who was part of a circus, was pissed off because the circus wasn't paying him or wasn't paying him well. Big surprise, right? Got into an argument, all this stuff, said that he's bouncing. One of his acts in the circus was to sing these really racist songs, right? Which, if you know anything about like the history of minstrelsy or minstrel shows, this was a thing, right? Those shows became really popular across the US, where you would have shows with several hundred people at the shows watching white men in blackface just making fun of black people. Still goes on today in different ways, right? So anyway, this clown, racist clown, was really pissed off that he wasn't getting paid. Like, I worked hard to put on this racist act, y'all should pay me. And bounced. And the clown, the circus was pretty much like, whatever, he'll come back. He need his booze money, right? Well, he comes back and he comes up with an idea. He's gonna make this drink. So he puts a bunch of sugar in there, some water, and this stuff called like cream of tartar is what people call it. It's usually like a thing that comes up in fermentation. But I think another name for it is like tartaric acid. I can't say it correctly. So he puts that in there and mixes it up and has one lemon, a whole lemon, and just throws it in there and it floats around. And he says that it's lemonade. Makes up his little circus pitch. Come on, blah, blah, blah. Come on, this lemonade will make you great. Like all this, make it great again. Right? So like this lemonade is gonna do all this stuff, right? So people bought it. It was a hit. But then he needed to make more. He had to make some more money. Couldn't find any water. Where he found the water was in the washing tub of this woman that used to ride shirtless on top of horses, right? She had these bright red stockings on, and he took the water that was in those bright red stockings from the dye that made them, and it turned the lemonade pink. And he started selling pink lemonade, and that's the origins of it. What's depressing about it? 1, racism is all up in there. 2, people not getting paid. I have an issue of saying like what they've earned, because maybe this guy shouldn't have got paid for making all this racist stuff, right? And then ingenuity, but ingenuity in a really disgusting way that has no appreciation for what other people are experiencing. Ingenuity only in the sense of your own economic gain. It's depressing. It really is a very American story. Coincidentally, the wife and I finally watched and finished that Netflix series Beef, right? With, I don't remember homeboy's name, Glenn from The Walking Dead. Man, I like that actor. He seems to be pretty cool. And Ali Wong, who is a great writer, great comedian, hilarious, and actually a really good actress. And that movie, that series, That series was largely about the same thing as that story of the pink lemonade. It's about depression. It's about white gaze and how white gaze forces us to operate outside of the traditions and cultures that certain groups of people used to thrive for thousands of years, right? And so the one character in that show, Jordan, is this like super wealthy white woman, even as rich as Ali Wong's character and her husband George was, Amy, I think was her name, even as rich as Amy and George were, their wealth still wasn't in comparison to Jordan, this wealthy white woman. The wealth of white folks far exceeds any of us in this country on a collective scale. Yeah, you can have a few individuals. Those are individuals, right? So they kept doing these things to appease whiteness that was shown by Jordan's character. But in reality, Ali Wong and Glenn, they had depression. They had severe depression, and they've had it most of their lives. And so as the story goes on, you find out how they've been really acting on that depression just because they've been afraid to address it, afraid to talk about it. They even show how it's passed down through the family. From the dad on Ali Wong's side, she saw him doing all this risky behavior, having this extramarital affair, which was a sign. Risky behavior tends to be a sign in depression in men. And then on Glenn's side, or actually on George's side, his mom was just kind of like holding on to him, controlling him after her husband died. And on Glenn's side, he was just holding on and controlling his brother because his brother is kind of what helped him to feel human, to feel connected. But in reality, they're also trying to navigate their way through white gaze, which just exacerbated all these issues and caused this road rage incident that started the whole series. Depression, violence, economic pressures. This is the American story. But you know what, y'all? We get to redefine the stories for our lives, the narratives that we feel that we are compelled to live. We get to change those. Maybe you had a parent who tried to make you into a smaller version of them and denied you from doing things you wanted to do. Maybe you have some other pressures that have just kind of forced you away. Maybe you have a job that makes really good money and it's hard to move away from that and really be the person you want to be because that money is comforting in a system like ours. In a capitalistic system, money gives you power, it gives you leverage, it gives you comfort. Everybody wants comfort, even when they say they don't. We have choices, y'all. With those choices come responsibilities and a certain amount of faith to just step out and take action on those choices, to develop our skills and build ourselves up so our depression isn't holding us back. Or these flies don't keep trying to tear us up. Look, y'all, keep walking. Just keep walking. Sometimes that's all we can do. Sometimes there's nothing we can do. We just got to keep walking. You got this.